We are just jumping right into this video, you guys. I'm going to be doing a deeper clean, some regular cleaning, decluttering, organizing, all the things. I'm working on my bedroom, the main bathroom, our closet, and the laundry room. It's all in like the back of our house. So those are the rooms I'm focusing on. Took me probably about 5 days because obviously there's, interruptions and things I have to do and all the things. So it took me a total of 5 days, and I figured normally when I do like a clean with me, I will interrupt and stop and talk in real time or throw up some music. But this time I threw out that I was going to do a Q&A. So on Instagram, I asked for questions as well as here on YouTube on the community tab. So I've got my list right here. There were actually a ton of repeat questions. So I tried to put them in categories the best that I could, like what made sense with me going forward or in the sequence that I would be answering the questions. So I'm just going to answer questions while I am cleaning and organizing and getting my house kind of ready for the holiday season. So how are you? That is a question I got a couple times, and thank you so much for asking. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know how y'all are doing down in the comments, but I'm doing okay. It's been a little bit of a trying school year so far. It was really, really tough a few months ago. We'll go into that once I get into some more of these questions, but as of right now, today, I am doing pretty good. I'm excited about getting through the rest of my house with the same thing I'm doing here in this video. I'm going to be working on a couple rooms at a time. I am going to film them. So I'm going to do decluttering and deeper cleaning, focusing on areas that I definitely should have been focusing on before. Right now, I'm doing my fan. My fan is always on in my bedroom. We are big fan sleepers, so I didn't realize how dusty it had gotten until I actually turned it off. These few days that I am doing this clean with me, the weather definitely started to drop here in Texas. It's gloomy and pretty nasty. So I was able to turn the fan off. I was getting a little chilly and I was like, ooh, this bad boy needs to be dusted. So definitely need to do some deep cleaning in certain areas of the house. But all in all, I am doing well as of today. Every day is different, some days is better than other days. Some days are awesome. Some days I just want to curl up in bed with a good book or a good show. But today I'm doing pretty good. So we're gonna go into the first big set of questions. I got a ton on homeschooling. How is homeschooling going? Homeschooling is going good. We're definitely taking these first few months up to the holidays very easy. I didn't plan a whole lot. And then my plans have changed from when I first planned everything out over the summer, which kind of goes into the next question. Do the kids miss being in school? One of them does, or did. I had a rough few weeks at the start of our homeschool season this year. So one of my kids is actually back in public school. They are just a social butterfly, and they just really, really felt like they were missing out, and we decided that we would let them go back for this year. I felt like this child definitely was going to need that this year, with everything changing, and we've got some other life changes going on or happening soon. So we were like, you know what, let's just go ahead and let this kid get back into public school and have this last year to kind of hang out with their really good friends and all of that. So one kid is back in public school, and then the other two are homeschooling. They're doing great. They love it. And they're not feeling like they're missing out at all or anything like that. So next question, when did y'all switch to homeschool? We actually switched last year. I had a lot of people ask hey, I didn't realize you were homeschooling. Why are you homeschooling? This is not new this year. We actually pulled the kids out after the holidays last year and started homeschooling. It was just something that we felt as a family would be great for us, and hopefully by next year all the kids will be back to being homeschooled, and we'll be able to really plan out stuff and go forward from there. Question, why are you homeschooling? It's different for everybody. I'm not going to share all of our reasonings, but it's just the best for our family. What we thought, my husband and I and kids, we all had tons of conversations together. It's not like Mark and I sat down and we were like, this is what we're doing. We had the kids involved with this before we pulled them out last year. So like I said, we've been homeschooling for a little bit now. What changed between the first homeschooling experience and now? So if you guys are new, we actually started homeschooling during COVID. We felt like the whole back and forth and the online learning, it's just our kids didn't do good with that. So we decided to homeschool, and then when the schools opened up, the kids were just tired. Homeschooling during COVID was a completely different experience to now. Me trying to compare the two, it's just not the same. So the question was, what changed between the first homeschooling? Well, everything opened back up again. Obviously during COVID, everything was closed. We were really like stuck inside. We couldn't, there wasn't like going to a museum or anything like that. It was just, I mean, completely 180. Homeschooling while you're stuck inside, not able to do as much as normal, get the kids involved and, outdoors and stuff, other than walking around your neighborhood. We went on a family walk. That's one thing I kind of miss. We definitely spent more time as a family than now. But that's because there was no other choice. We had to do everything around our neighborhood and our backyard, that kind of thing. And it got boring, honestly, it was boring to homeschool during COVID, so the kids wanted to go back to school. So they did go back for a little bit, but in the end, we were just like, you know what, now that everything's back open, life is semi, back to what we're calling our new normal, I guess, for everybody, but it's just so different. We're able to go places, make reservations, do learning outdoors in different settings, not just around our neighborhood, all the things. So the main thing that changed is we've always wanted to homeschool. We were just waiting for the kids to get a little bit older. When they're younger, they definitely love to be around friends and all of that. And learning is more fun when they're younger. So being in that setting, they really enjoyed it. But now that they're middle school, almost high school, it's not as important for them to be, learning all the smaller things around little kids and all of that. So definitely a big difference between our first homeschooling experience and now. I had one person say they were a first timer. Any tips? Definitely cater to your child. No homeschooling family is the same. All kids are different. All kids learn differently. You really have to pay attention. Both of my kids that are homeschooled right now learn completely different. So I have different books and online things that they are doing. I think that was another question. What curriculum are you using? I'm not using one curriculum. I have a hodgepodge based off of how my kids learn. So one of them really hates to write. Like, they just despise it. They do the minimum amount when it comes to writing essays and things like that. So because I know they don't like to write, I did most of their curriculum online, but also they don't like to write. They don't do a lot of writing. I made sure that I got a couple like handwriting assignments, books for them, workbooks for them to do, just to make sure that they're not doing everything digitally. And that's one thing that we work on a little bit with that specific child, is the handwriting and making sure that, it's important as an adult being able to write things out and legibly, people being able to read what you write, especially depending on, what you're doing as a job. So every kid is different. Another kiddo loves to write like me. I love to write. I am a handwriting fiend. I love planners. I love other things. I like writing things down, checking them off. One of the kids is just like that. I actually bought myself a digital planner to help with not having so many notebooks around, but I just did not like it. I like the feel of pen and paper. So one of the kids is just like that. So their curriculum this year is completely handwriting. It's all sorts of different workbooks and things like that. But next year they will be doing part of it online, because I do feel like, especially, in today's age, being able to do things online and knowing how a computer, laptop, you know, digital items work is very, very important. So we'll be doing more of that with this said kiddo next year. But like I said, this year, with it being like our first full year of homeschooling outside of COVID, I really based it on the child. We're taking it nice and easy. I don't have a ton, like our full day, we're done by lunchtime. It's not a whole hoo-ha or anything like that. So far going so good, except for that first few weeks where we had it rough deciding what we wanted to do, you know, knowing that each kid wanted something different. Hardest thing about homeschooling is also all the kids are different. So I have to make sure that I feel like catering is the wrong word, but just making sure each kid is getting what they need and learning how they learn. So I am a very visual learner. Not everybody is like that. Somebody can just listen to a lesson and retain that information. I have to physically see it. I have to read it several times and get it ingrained in my brain. And some of my kids are like that. Other kids are, they can just listen to it and they can multitask and still retain that information. So that's the hardest thing, is making sure each kid has what they need to learn the way that they learn. And it's not, you know, it would be easy if they were all the same, they all had the same books, you know, they're each in different grades and, you know, all of that. Obviously that would be super easy if they were all doing the same thing, they all stayed on task the same. But the hardest thing is because each kid is, you know, different. But that's the fun part too, is learning. That's how you learn more about your kid, is figuring out how they learn, what they are into, and watching those light bulb moments go off in their brain when they're working on something. So it's been fun, stressful, but fun. All right, if you guys have any other homeschooling questions, feel free. I'm being very relaxed about the whole talking about homeschool because I don't share a ton about my kids anymore. I like to keep things semi-private. I share things when they want, but not a whole lot. Same with like posting pictures and stuff. I just don't do a ton of that anymore. They're at the age now where they are very aware of what's being shared and what their friends are seeing and peers and all of that. But ask away in the comments, because like I said, I am going to be making my way through my house doing all of this cleaning and everything. So I'm going to need more questions. Otherwise, I'll just chit chat maybe if you guys enjoy this rather than playing music or me, you know, chiming in every now and then in real life. Like, you know, me talking while I'm doing laundry instead of a voiceover. All right, next like set of questions, kind of kid related as well. So first one, are any of your kids left-handed? Yes, Bryce is left-handed. And if you are new, I have 4 children. Paige is our oldest. She is 19 and she does not live at home anymore. So I just have 3 at home. Bryce, our only boy, he's actually turning 13 in January. So he and Paige are left-handed. My first 2 born are left-handed. And then we have twins, Rose and Pearl, who are turning 11. I'm sure this video is going out before their birthday, but their birthday is November 7th. So they're turning 11 next week. I'm filming this almost 1 week before their birthday, or doing this voiceover. The footage was filmed a week ago or almost a week ago. So they are not left-handed though. They are right-handed. Both the girls, both twins are right-handed. Next question for the kids, favorite YouTubers. So I have no idea, with Paige being, you know, an adult and out on her own. I don't know if she even watches YouTube or what she enjoys right now. But as far as the 3 at home, Bryce, pretty much, I don't think he has like a favorite. I'm sure there's some channels that he watches more than others, but he just likes to watch gamers. He likes to watch, if there's a specific game that he's playing or a new game that he's getting, he'll go and watch them to see, you know, if there's any like tips or tricks or hints into the game that he's about to play. Or if he's already playing a game, he likes to watch how other people do it. So he just likes to watch gamers. Rose, her favorite right now, hold on, I wrote down her name because I knew I was gonna forget it. Autumn Monique, I believe is what I wrote. Man, talking about handwriting, I like shoved all these questions really, really tiny. on a piece of paper. So I think it's Autumn Monique, and Rose loves her because she shares all sorts of Stitch items. Like, she has a whole room full of nothing but Stitch. Anything new that she comes up with, Rose makes sure she shows me. Like, look at this. The other day she showed me a crock pot that it was like a Stitch, Disney Stitch, Lilo and Stitch themed crock pot. And I was like, what? You would never use that. She was like, it's not about me using it. I just want to collect everything. So that's pretty funny that Rose found a girl that loves Stitch as much as she does. And then Pearl actually is not a big YouTube watcher. She likes shows. She likes to watch like little scary shows and horror movies, and I think she watches a couple of, she likes documentaries on animals and nature sometimes. So she's more into watching shows and reading, versus Rose and Bryce watch YouTube and they game. They like to play games. Rose likes video games as well. So Pearl's very different from the other two in that aspect. And then the last question in this little section that I put together was plans for the girls' 11th birthday. So our plans actually have changed, because when I first sat down with the girls and asked them what they wanted to do for their birthday, this was going to be the first year that they had different parties, because they kind of have a different set of friends. So we were going to have 2 different parties, but then our November got booked and crazy and invited to different things so fast that we changed it a little bit. So I am going to ask the girls, and they were like, yes, I want to do that. We're actually spending a girls' day together. We're going to do that fun little, it's not super popular anymore, but I think it was around the summertime where it was just blowing up everywhere on different like vlog channels and on Instagram, but using like index cards to choose your day. So I sat Rose down, I asked her a series of questions about like favorite places to eat, things to do, meals, stuff like that. And then I did the same for Pearl. And then I picked one set for Rose, one set for Pearl. So I have 2 index cards for each part of the day, and they're gonna take turns picking a card, and that's how our day is gonna go on their birthday. Mark, unfortunately, was originally gonna join us, but he is just super, super busy at work, so he can't take the day off. So it's just gonna be the girls and I, and Bryce is almost a teenager. So if I give him a choice, he will choose to do something else than do girly things, you know? So it's just gonna be the girls and I on their actual birthday, and then they'll have like a little sleepover with their friends later on in the month. But like I said, like we had so many things pop up that we're doing, like family-wise and things like that, that this is the first year that they're not gonna celebrate their birthday like with their friends during their birthday week. It's gonna be later on in November. So they are gonna have a little party, but nothing crazy. They just like to have their friends sleep over. That's their thing. I think we're gonna go to a trampoline park. They mentioned that. So that'll be fun. All right, next up, I got a couple questions on Paige. A lot of people asked how she's doing. She's doing great. I talked to her yesterday on Halloween. Her boyfriend's birthday is actually on Halloween, so that's kind of fun. Chatted with her a bit, asked her to get me a Christmas list together so I can start shopping for her. So she's doing great. And then I had somebody ask if she's engaged, and as far as I know, she's not. Speaking to her yesterday, but I don't think that's on their radar right now. I'm not sure. But yeah, she is seeing somebody, living with her boyfriend in a different state. But as far as I know, she's doing well. So they are not going to be coming home for the holidays, though. They're not going to be able to get back here. We spent a couple weeks with them over the summer. They flew in here to Texas, and then earlier in the summer, we actually got together with them in Niagara Falls. They drove to Niagara Falls from where they live, which was quite a drive. And I was on a road trip with the girls, and we just all met up in Niagara Falls and had a few days there. So we got to hang out with her a little bit over the summer, but we're not going to see her again until sometime next year. Next up, I got a few questions about our pets. So this question still gets me. I get it every now and then. Somebody will randomly like leave it on a video or message me on Instagram asking about our chinchilla Jasmine. So we had a chinchilla a few years ago, and I think it's going on 2 years for sure, over 2 years that we have not had her. So it's still like surprises me when I get this question, because I've shared about this a few times, but I know not everybody watches every little thing, especially when it's over on Instagram. I know there's a good portion of y'all that, just like YouTube, don't like Instagram, but I do share a lot of things not in videos over on Instagram. On my stories, every now and then I'll put a post out, more like family fun or what I'm doing during the day, that kind of thing. It changes all the time. Sometimes I'm super active and I'm just like vlog style, bringing you guys along with every little thing in my day. And other times it's just like random tidbits or something that I really want to share. I try to notify when a new video goes live, all the things. So if you wanted to get more, hang out more with me, definitely go over to Instagram if you haven't already. But yeah, I got the question, do you still have your chinchilla? But no, we do not. I'm about to go into another question here where I'm actually talking live time in the video. So I'm gonna pause and then tell you more about Jasmine after it's done. Okay, so no voiceover for this part because I happen to be washing sheets, but I got a question on if there's a specific way I fold fitted sheets. And no, there's not. So I use the balls instead of dryer sheets now, just save me money. So I have to get all the balls out when I wash the sheets, and then I just kind of make sure it's like that. But look at this magic. I just go whoop, 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 and whoop, and it's nice and folded. I don't do anything cool like put it all in a pillowcase or anything like that. I know it would probably save me room. Mark has done that a couple times when he washes laundry, but that was like 2 kids ago. So we just, that's all we do. That's it. So hopefully that answered that question. I know no fun tips or anything, but I don't have time to spread this all nice and neat. My hair at my house is covered in pet hair. So even if I did, it would mute the point of me just drying it and getting all that pet hair off of it. Although, I don't know if you guys saw, but Stitch climbed into the dryer. Anyway, but yeah, no fun way of folding a fitted sheet. That's it. All right, so yeah, nothing special with how I fold a fitted sheet. That's how it's done. Somebody asked that. All right, so back to Jasmine. The kids were super excited about her, but she definitely, when we did a little bit of research, obviously I did not do enough research. Everybody, everything that I read was like, yes, chinchillas are super easy to take care of, to clean up after, all the things, which not necessarily a lie. She was very easy. She was very fun, but it was a little bit more hands-on than we initially knew or realized. So the kids definitely slowly got away from taking care of her, and she became mine. She became attached to me in that aspect where, you know, she would come out and sit with me and do all the cuddly things with me. Not so much the kids. I feel like the kids were, you know, they're not as relaxed and laid back as I am when it comes to the animals. They want to be like, oh, let me hold you and pet you, where I'm just like, hey, do you want to snuggle, sit in my lap, that kind of thing. I kind of let the pets come to me in that aspect. And Jasmine was definitely needing somebody like that and not younger kiddos. So we took care of her for as long as we could, but then there was somebody in our neighborhood that had a male and was really looking for a female to have, not necessarily like mate and, you know, sell chinchillas, but he was like, oh, he's lonely, he would like a friend and all of that. So we had a couple get-togethers with Jasmine and the male chinchilla, and they really got along and they liked each other, and I could tell that she was a little sad when she was at our house. So eventually, after a couple meetings, I took her and now she lives with him. She has her fun little male friend, and they've been doing good. I got a couple updates. I haven't gotten an update in like a year, but I haven't asked for one. But the first year, every like month or two, I would just check in on her. I would get little pictures, and she was doing great. So Jasmine is no longer with us. As far as the rest of the pets, I have several people ask for like a pet update. How many does our family have? Do we plan on getting any more? Quick answer to the plan on getting any more: no. We are not getting any more pets. We are definitely done. We've got a house full. And as far as how many we have, so if you guys have been following me for a little bit, we did have 3 dogs. Our older dog Bella passed away, and but we do still have our other 2 puppies. So we've got, well, not puppies, we've got Buford, who is also up there in age. He is 13, 14, in between 13, 14, March, he'll be 14. So he's getting up there. He does have Cushing's disease and not doing so well on that, but he's still our old lovable dog, we like to call him, because he's got the face full of gray hair, but he's super chill and just hangs out and likes to be around me. He's my little shadow, still follows me around everywhere he can. I'm in the office right now, but I did close the door and I left the dogs outside the door. So they're just laying on the tile outside of the office waiting for me to open the door. And then our other dog, Oliver, he turned 2. He's going to turn, no, he turned 1. Oh my gosh. All the months and years just run together as I'm like running my hands down my face. Keeping up with all the ages for everybody is a little much, well, with the pets. So, Oliver is like 1.5. So over like the puppy phase, but still a little pup in the house. But we don't plan on getting any more dogs. And then as far as cats, we do have 4 cats in the house. We like to say everybody has one. So my cat is Polly. We have had her for years. She is 14, almost 15, and she's still going strong. I just like to call her my grumpy old cat because she really only lets me pet her and me take care of her, give her treats, fill her water bowl, all the things. And then the other cats, we have Riley, who is 3. She is Bryce's cat. He takes care of her. Then we have Milo, Milo and Stitch are about the same age. They just turned 1. And I think one is older than the other. I want to say Milo is 1 month older than Stitch, but Milo is Pearl's cat. She takes care of him, and Stitch is obviously Rose's cat, since we just talked about Rose loving Stitch, Disney, Lilo and Stitch. She's obsessed with Stitch. So of course she named her cat Stitch, and she takes care of him. Although Stitch is definitely becoming my 3rd little shadow. So I've got Buford and Oliver, and now Stitch likes to follow me around everywhere as well. Rose takes care of him, but he is my little shadow right now. He likes to follow me around as well, and I like to tease him and call him our little half dog. All right, moving along, I got a couple questions about Mark and I. So Mark is my husband. We have been married for 13 years as of August of this year. August is our anniversary month, and I did have a question asking if he would be joining the Q&A. I could have had him join in if I did this like I've done my past Q&As where I just sit down, but I thought, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I needed to clean my house. This is the motivation. Whenever I need to film something, it's definitely the motivation to get it done. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a Q&A over the cleaning. So you get a little bit of cleaning motivation if you want, or you could just put it on in the background and listen to me chat and answer these questions if you wanted while you're doing stuff. So no, he's not joining in this Q&A, but maybe in a future video, I'll have him chime in or something like that. But he is super busy right now. He is super busy. So I had a question on how did you both meet? Talk a little bit about your love story. We both met through a mutual friend. So this mutual friend worked for Mark at his company for a little bit. And then she had come and worked where I was working. And, you know, knowing that we were both single, we were both divorced. Mark and I have both been married before. This is our 2nd marriage. She got us together, and Facebook being super popular back then, we became Facebook friends first, started talking on the phone and all that, and then we started dating and going out and all of that. So we only knew each other, let's see, it was less than a year from dating, getting engaged, moving in together. Well, that's backwards. Dating, moving in together, getting engaged, getting married, having Bryce was all like within a year and a half. So it was pretty quick, but being 2nd marriage, we both went into it knowing what we wanted, what we were looking for. And, you know, like people like to say, the rest is history. So like I said, we just celebrated 13 years in August. So a few people asked, how is Mark? He's doing good. He is a little workaholic right now, a little stressed with work. Another person asked what he does for a living. He is the division president for a local home builder. So if you guys know anything about the housing market right now, everything that's going on, that is definitely a factor in why he's working so hard and a little more stressed now than he was. I'm gonna have to stop talking for a second. I know I'm about to pop back in with showing my spaces in my laundry room that I need to organize. Okay, no voiceover for this part because I thought it might be a little confusing, especially if I'm still like doing a Q&A. I haven't sat down and done the voiceover yet. Obviously, I'm still in cleaning mode, but we put up 2 cabinets in here and we're not done. I'm actually going to be painting these myself. I'll share that either on Instagram or, you know, maybe in an upcoming video. And then I haven't decided yet. I think it seems a little small, the amount of space between these 2 cabinets to put shelves. That's what originally I had planned, but there's nowhere to hang up clothes in here. So I think I might just get a bar and put that there. I don't know, maybe I haven't decided yet, but that's what I'm thinking right now. So let me know what you think. But I've got this cabinet. This one is, I think I already showed it to you guys, but this is like everything laundry because, you know, laundry's right here. I might keep this the same just depending on how much I want to move over here, but this is what I use with pretty much every load. A basket full of extra stuff, and then up here are my like backups. So I don't have a backup of Clorox too. I don't have a backup of my Downy beads, so that's on my grocery list for next time or my store list next time I go to the store. But I did go ahead and fill this. This was pretty much empty. It only had a couple in there. So I do have 2 more bags of that. I've got a bleach, which I rarely use. Sometimes we use that to do like cleaning in toilets and stuff, just to like clean out the system. Oh, and our AC, that's what we use that for sometimes. And then I've got some more vinegar. So this one's not really gonna be touched at all, but I have this empty one, and then coming over here I've got this empty one. Up there is just extra parts to our appliances, and what else is up there? I think I have some Goo Gone up there. I might move down now that I have more cabinets. I think that's up there, so I'm gonna move that down. So I've got that one. Already went through this one, decluttered, organized it, so that's looking good. But this one is the only cabinet we've had in here that I've been like shoving all of our cleaning supplies in. So I've got this stuff to kind of disperse throughout the new cabinets that we just put up. All right, so coming into my bathroom, another reason why I'm not doing like a voiceover, because this is gonna be done all off camera. It'll totally drain my batteries. But this closet has become quite the mess. So I'm gonna be going through this, decluttering, throwing away things maybe. I also have, you guys already saw that. We did a huge donation drop off already. So that huge pile that was in my living room is gone. I'm starting a new one. But yeah, so some of this stuff will probably get moved into the laundry room, and then I'm also gonna go through, I'll share like the cleaning bits, but right now I'm doing the decluttering and organizing and all the like behind the doors, you know, all the hidden areas. So I've got my sink to go through. Mark went through his sink this weekend, so that was nice. It's the start of a new week for me now. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I'll just show you guys the after. So here's, you know, the before, just trying to figure out a way to jump up. He's about to knock down my towels. He's figuring out how to get up in here. But anyway, so here's the before of this one. I'll go ahead and open. I'm gonna show you guys the before. This one's gonna look very different. This one's not gonna look much different because it's just my hair stuff. This one will probably look a little different. I got a bunch of stuff in there. And then this is just a faux one. And then down here, like my feminine products, and I've just been throwing stuff in there. So those are gonna look a little different, more clean lined. And then I'll move some of the stuff that makes sense, like cleaning wise, maybe candles, hand soap, that kind of stuff into here. And this one will look a little different. So I'm gonna put my camera down for a little bit, and I'll show you guys the after of all these spaces that I'm gonna be decluttering and organizing. Okay, this was definitely, took a little longer than I thought, but I wanted to show you before I finished cleaning. Hopefully I can get all the cleaning done in these 2 areas today. But here's the closet after. I did purge a little bit. I've got 2 more bags waiting for a donation. But I've got a few more rooms that I want to get through before we do our next drop off. So this is how this area is looking. Definitely a little different than before. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this open because I do need to vacuum down here. I dusted off all the shelves off camera, but I do still need to vacuum. There's some hair down there. And then if we come over here, I've got laundry going also. So hopefully that's not too loud. We've got this drawer, not too much difference going on in there. Big difference in here. Got a lot of my stuff, and then Polly gets a little bit of catnip every night. It's like her thing, so that's there, but otherwise everything else is just like makeup and skincare and stuff that I use off and on. This drawer is looking a little different. Definitely got rid of stuff that's been sitting in here for a while and I just don't use. I gave some stuff to the girls. And then this cabinet is definitely a little bit more organized and cleaned up. I opted to take my toothpaste and toothbrush off of my countertop. It was sitting there, and just keep it right there so it's still easy to grab. Close this before a cat decides to get in. Okay, and then like I said, I've got laundry going in the dryer and the washer. So hopefully it's not too loud, but we'll go over here. I've got most of the cleaning supplies that I use over here. So I've got backups up there that I haven't used yet. These 2 are just too big to fit into this cabinet, so they're over here. I've got some like room sprays, my multi-surface cleaners pretty much is all that's in here, my glass cleaner, and then what I'm using now will fit right there. But that's in my bathroom right now because I'm still cleaning, but that'll go there when I'm done. And then over here, hopefully I'm not moving too fast, I actually have room to spare, which is always nice. I've got backup cleaning supplies and extras that I use not as often. We've got hand soaps and candles down here. And like I said, room to spare up there if I ever want to pick some stuff up. Let me move this hamper real quick. I got one of the kids brought their laundry to me. So that's their hamper. Okay, and then down here, we've got our like carpet cleaner, grout cleaner, and stuff for our Swiffer. I had something laying on its side and I didn't realize that it was just slowly leaking, so I ruined the bottom of my cabinet here. But I can always buy something to put down right here, like a little vinyl thing if I really wanted to, but for now it's just that it is what it is. So now that I've got everything organized, I need to do the cleaning. So we're gonna start in the laundry room since this room is smaller than my bathroom. That's gonna take a little longer. All right, now that those cabinets are nice and organized, man, I tell you what, it felt so good to go through these rooms. I haven't really been watching the video as I've been chatting. I've been looking at my list of questions, but it felt so good to make, I don't know if you guys have seen, if I've shared all the bags in the living room yet of what we donated, but man, it felt good to clean out these spaces going into the holiday season. It can start to feel a little overwhelmed. My closet was feeling a little like I was being closed in on with everything just everywhere, so that was nice. I still hadn't cleaned up or like put my suitcases up from the cruise, so I had stuff everywhere. I purchased some new stuff for organizing that just made my space feel so much bigger, so that was really, really nice. These cabinets have been sitting, the new ones that we just put up in the laundry room, had been sitting in my kitchen for months and months, and we would keep saying, okay, this is the weekend, but you know, life happens, and that is one thing that always gets pushed off. Like anytime we get invited to any family function, that's number one, and we cancel on anything else, and we do the family related thing. We're very heavy on the family. That's just life. The cabinet sat there for months, so it was really, really nice to get those up this past weekend and out of my kitchen. Now my kitchen feels so much bigger because those 2 big cabinets aren't sitting on the floor in there. So I'm excited to get into my kitchen and do some decluttering in there. Okay, I'm definitely not going to get through all of these questions in this video, so I'll say whichever ones I don't get to for the next video, the next cleaning one. But moving along, all right, that's all the questions about the hubby. Another one, last names different. Does it cause issues? So if you don't know, I did not take Mark's last name when we got married. The main reason is because I had already had Paige. Paige is from my previous marriage. And she had my last name, and I didn't want her to feel like we were moving on and starting a new family and she was the only one with said last name. So I kept her last name, or my last name with her. So we were both Lemons in the house. And then obviously as the other 3 were born, they took Mark's last name. And originally the plan was to, you know, when Paige turned 18, to change my name, but I like being a Lemon. I enjoy my last name. Nothing against Mark and his last name. I love Mark to death. I love our kids, his last name, all the things, but it's just something that I have decided to keep. I enjoy my last name. I feel like it is me. And that's not something I see myself ever changing. And Mark is okay with that. We've had conversations. He's totally okay with that. But somebody asked if us having different names with the kids, like doctors, school, if it ever causes any issues. And no, it does not, or it has not, because when you're, you know, registering your child for school or whatever, you put the mom, the dad, the names, the phone numbers, who they want to contact, all things. Same with doctor's office. Just because their last name is different than mine, it does not matter. It has never caused any issues. So there's that. I don't know if anybody else is in the same situation where they have different last names and if it has caused issues, but it never has for me. All right, another question. Rangers or Astros, somebody asked, and neither. I don't care. For me, I am not a sports person. I love to watch sports in real life. I don't enjoy watching them on TV. I don't keep up with really anything, any sports team, anything like that. Our weekends are not taken over by football during football season. Mark's kind of the same. Mark enjoys keeping up with final scores and watching playbacks and stuff like that on his phone. But as far as like watching it on our TV, or our weekends are planned around sports games, no, that's not the case for us. We're not huge into the sports arena or anything like that. So as far as Rangers or Astros, it doesn't matter to me. But I did ask Mark, and Mark said the same thing. He's like, I don't really care, but I would root for the Rangers just because the Rangers are close to where he grew up as a child. So there's his answer for you. I did ask him. I was like, oh, I'm just going to say I don't care. So do you care? And he was like, I mean, I really don't, but the Rangers, just because that's where, you know, they were close to where I grew up. All right, let me see. I don't know how much more time I have in this video, so I'm going to save. I have some YouTube questions, some like food related questions and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a couple like quick questions. One being the pool. We talked about putting in a pool. We went as far as we got our design, we got our amount, but kind of going to leave you guys hanging on this question because no, we did not end up getting the pool. We went back and forth on this decision for months. We've actually been talking about it for a year. We were going to do a pool last summer. We were like, I don't know. And then this summer we were like, okay, we're going to do it. We got the funds. We're going to do it. We're going to figure it out, all the things. But in the end, this is not our forever home, and it's not going to be our home for the long haul, like the foreseeable future. So not to give away too much, but we do have some plans that are starting next year. Not sure how long it's going to take. We've got like our bullet points that we want to meet and stuff like that, but no, we are not going to be in this house for a super long time as of from this date today. So we decided to nix the pool. We didn't want to put that much money into this house when we're not going to be here for that long. So no pool. And we're all okay with it. The kids are fine. They have friends that have pools. My parents have a pool. All the things. Our neighborhood has a pool. So we didn't need one in our backyard. It would have been nice to have one though with how hot this past summer was. All right, so that is gonna have to be the last question. I probably got about halfway through. So I may have enough questions for the next installment of this deep clean, declutter, organize little series that I'm going to be doing. Like I said, I'm going to work my way around the house. So I got my bedroom done. I got the closet, the laundry room. I'm finishing up the bathroom right now. The tub and the shower are already deep cleaned, so I didn't need to do those. Mark and I take turns and we deep clean the tub and the shower like probably once a month. I don't know if you do that more than that, but probably once a month when we're taking a bath or a shower. So that's when we deep clean it. When we're done, we do the little scrub stuff on it and all of that. But it feels nice to get this all done, like I said, and have all of those bags to be able to donate. Every space just feels lighter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. If you have any questions that you want me to add to the next one or the third one, I'll probably have 3 or 4 of these videos. Then just leave those in the comments and I'll just add them to it. But I hope you guys have a fantastic day and I will see you in the next one. Bye.